Hey guys, I'm Al.
I'm Morgan.
And we're taking on breakup etiquette.
We have to go so good. It's so good every time. I like so that. Okay. Sucks. Even when you're the dumper.
Yeah. When you're the dumper. Sucks when you're the dumpy. But right now, we're going to focus on the etiquette you should take if you're dumping someone.
Yes. Because someday down the line, you're probably going to be dumped and you're going to want someone to give you the same respect.
Exactly. So
I feel like when you're breaking up with someone, it's always fair to be like, you didn't do anything wrong, even if they actually did, and even if that, like, they did something and that's why you're breaking up with them. And don't get me wrong, if they cheated on you or something, yeah, they're probably just going to know that that's why you're breaking up. But if it's like, you chewed too loud, or you were really needy, or you were selfish, or you were too busy for me.
I didn't like the way you squeezed your toothpaste.
Yeah, like those are things you bring up while you're dating to try to work them out and see if you can fix things. If you've already made the decision in your mind that you're ending that relationship, then it's not the time to air your grievances, because A, it's just gonna make them feel worse, and then B, you're just giving them something to turn around and be like, oh, well, I can work on that, I can fix that. And if you've already made up your mind, then it
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah. On that note, it always sucks when you're breaking up with someone and being broken up with. So you also just don't want to make it harder on that person, because in most cases, they are going to kind of feel that it's coming. You know, there's obviously tension in the air. But if they don't, why make it harder?
Yeah.
You know, and also, a lot of those reasons that you're going to get annoyed with someone or want to break up with them are going to be personal to you. And like Morgan and I will probably have completely different annoyances when we're each dating someone.
Yeah, and that's what I guess the distinction we're trying to make is it's different if the reason you're breaking up with them, if you need to let them know to save them for the next person they're with, then great. But if you're just like unloading on them what you should have said earlier, it's not the time to do it.
Exactly. It's a little passive aggressive, but also not.
And just gonna make them feel worse, and you don't want that. You don't want them to cry on you.
No, that does not feel good.
No.
So along with that, just cut it off. When you're breaking up with someone, just don't give them hope. Don't give them a little bit of a leash. Don't keep trailing them on. You know, a lot of people, when you break up with them, are going to be like, no, I still want to talk to you, because you're going to miss the habit and not necessarily the person, per se, and they don't realize that yet. So don't trail them along. Don't text them every day. Like, I've made that mistake of when I've broken up with someone, I've continued to text them because they said it would be easier for them, and in the end it makes it harder.
Yeah, and you know that they're gonna be emotional support for you, but if you break up with that person, you need a new person to be your emotional support, because you're supposed to be ending that, and you're only giving them false hope by continuing to lean on them.
Exactly. So, you know, when you have something major happen in your life, obviously the first person you want to turn to is whoever you have the most emotional connection with. And if you haven't completely cut that tie, you're probably going to turn back to them. That's just how life works, especially if you haven't moved on.
Yeah.
Moved on and found another person to fill that.
But you have to remember that you're the dumper. And so it's, like, they might totally be there for you and accept you back, but you don't want to play with their emotions that way, because then when you are over that hump, you're going to be right back to the reason that you broke up with them.
Yep. Right back there. Man, I have done this. Like, as we're saying it, I'm like, man, I made this mistake before. It's not pretty. It doesn't end well on either side.
Also, don't say things like, oh, you're the right person, it's just the wrong time. Because the wrong time implies that there's going to be a right time, and they're just going to wait for you forever. And I think we've all also been told that, and we know how that feels. You don't want to be given false hope.
Yes, if I'm the right person for you, it really doesn't matter the timing.
Exactly.
It shouldn't.
There is no too busy. There is no I need space. There is no I just got out of a relationship. It doesn't matter. For the right person, you'll leap in. You'll, like,
jump in head first.
Yeah.
You're just going to go for it.
Exactly.
And so if you tell someone, you know, the best thing I can say is that you're the right person, it's just the wrong time, they're just going to stay on the hook, and they're probably going to live their life trying to make sure that when it is the right time, you're 100% happy with them. And that's really not fair.
Yeah, and I also think if you feel that way in your heart, fine, but then just keep it to yourself, because if it's the wrong time, then you're not going to be together anyway, so they don't need to know that. They don't need to know that you thought they could have been the right person if the time was different.
Right.
If you truly feel that way in your heart, maybe you'll meet again later on in life when the time is right, but it's clearly not now, and they don't need to know that, because it's only going to keep them on the hook. It's going to keep them thinking that somewhere down the line, everything's going to work out.
Yeah. And if it's meant to be, it will be.
Yeah.
It's basically
Yeah, that's what I was
saying.
trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's meant to be, it'll be. Let it happen. Do your business. Go your separate ways.
Don't keep them hanging.
Don't keep them hanging.
And with that, I think, I'm not going to say that there's a hard rule that you have to block them or delete them on social media, but
It helps.
It helps.
It helps so much.
It does.
And it's really hard.
You don't want to see what they're doing.
Exactly.
And I know in your head you're probably like, well, I want them to see what I'm doing, yo.
Yeah.
But you're the dumper.
We have all been, not victims, but culprits. We've all been culprits of, posting the selfie and posting the Instagram story and just hoping that that one person's gonna view it and one person's gonna like it, and after that you're gonna feel better about yourself.
And if you're the dumper, though, it's like you don't need them to see your new post with your new boo. Like, you
Right.
know that doesn't feel good for them. And so they're like the last person who needs to see it.
Exactly. And you know that the dumb bee is going to be posting the picture just so you like it. So might as well just give them a break too.
Yeah. And also, even though you are the dumper, it's very possible that if you do see them with a new boy or girl or significant other or whatever, you're going to be feeling the type of way about that. So it's easier to just cut some ties, because you don't then want to be like, oh, well, if they like someone, I'm just going to try to get their attention again. Like, you don't want to be that person.
Absolutely. Like, obviously, logically, you cannot be everyone's the one. You can't be the one person that everyone's gonna fall in love with. That's just not realistic and not gonna happen.
And that said, whether you are being broken up with or you break up with someone, there's always the mindset that, like, you only get a couple. Like, like, most relationships end in either marriage or you break up. Like, those are
your options.
I mean, if not marriage, then just obviously a very long-term relationship. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that most relationships end in breakup. Yeah. So whether you're the dumper or the dumpee, definitely know that statistically, this is probably what's going to happen. And although in the moment you feel and they're going to feel so rejected, you probably feel still terrible, like, even though you are the one making the decision. But just keep that in mind, that, at the end of the day, this is how most relationships end.
Yeah. I mean, you're either going to be together or you're not. So if you're not together with that person, there's someone else out there for you.
Yes.
And
in the meantime, just be as sweet and polite to your ex as possible.
Yeah.
And just make the world a better place.
Right. If we would all just smile, be nice to each other, things would be a lot.
Don't pop your ex's tire.
Don't do that.
That's what hers did.
Sorry if you're watching. Didn't mean to air your grievances after the breakup, but don't do it. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just like, I'm not in a Taylor Swift song. I love Taylor. Love her. But, like, that is something that would be in a country song.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing I always go back to when I'm talking about dating or breakups or anything like that is from he's just not that into you. And just 99% of the time, you are the rule and you're not the exception. And that's fine. But just know that. And know that as the dumb bee, they are going to be probably the rule for you and not the exception. So don't make them feel like the exception. It's just not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, if they're not the type of person that you would date or whatever, I don't know the circumstance, but for whatever reason you're ending that's your rule. That's a hard no for you. And don't make them feel like, oh, yeah, like...
If only this wasn't whatever.
Yeah, I've definitely been wishy-washy trying to break up with people, but I definitely learned from it. And I'm like, you know what? It's not a good look. It's harder on me because I don't even, like... know then.
Right.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, now I can't even walk around and be like, am I single?
I don't know if I'm single or not. Great. Feel happy neither of us are going through a breakup right now because this could have been very emotional. And yeah, I'm not about that.
Breaking up literally feels like dying.
It does. I think I saw it on Twitter today, and it was someone had come into a class and was like, would you rather get shot or have your heart broken? And then someone spoke up and said, I'd rather get shot because it heals. And I was like, yikes. Oh God, someone feels, don't know how to handle. Okay, well, yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
We don't know how to end things yet.
We don't know yet.
At least
Bye. It
wasn't Batman that time.
True. It wasn't Batman. Question. Also, I think it's 0 minutes. Great. Well, goodbye.
Also, the time's still ticking at the bottom now. I think it always says 0 minutes up there.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't.
We have like 4 more minutes because we get 15 total.
Okay. Okay.
So, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
But isn't this just 11 of what we've been recording?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Start with.
Don't air the grievances.
Okay, I was reading it as not air guitar.